Namaste,
Namaste.
techies.
Namaste, techies. Namaste,
Namaste,
Anoop.
Harjit.
Hey, I noticed you have an Apple Watch too.
It is not Apple Watch. It is duplicate Apple Watch, I would say.
Oh, it's a okay.
No. It's a first copy.
Ah,
No, I don't know whether it's first copy of original or something like that. I bought it from an Apple store, so it should be.
it should be original. Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about? So, last week we were going to do our show, and I suddenly had, while we started to do the recording, started having internet connection issues. It just dropped. And what happened was the internet connection at my area, my local area, was down. I mean, the ISP was working on it. They were changing the lines. We had like a strong winds that night before, like really strong winds, and I think must have either snapped some lines or whatever, right? And so they were. It took about 5 hours or something before it came back, and
Ooh.
so we missed a good opportunity.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and 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 I think India is better in that terms. Like, fingers crossed. Because I never had that 5 hours outage of internet, so I'm lucky, I think.
Yeah. Hey, and then before we get started, we should acknowledge a couple of people that actually have been very good to us. One is Danielle,
Uh-huh.
who writes his weekly newsletters,
Yeah.
and he tend to include us in there. So that's very nice. Thank you very much. Yay! And then Gary Block, our friend Gary Block, and he's always including us as well. And we are, recognized as content providers on YouTube. So really good. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it. Anyways, let's dive in. So what do we want to talk about today?
Today it's all about collections, right?
Oh,
How how
collections.
how how to create collections based on OU, how to create collections based on application. Some of the stuff I don't recommend it to do it in production environment, or probably because I don't want you to create like hundreds of collection for hundreds of
Come
applications, right?
on, come on. What's
I'm
the fun with?
uh, yeah, yeah.
So, but
So you're talking it from Microsoft side of things, right?
no,
I know.
no, never. It's just how to manage collections.
Yeah,
HTMC.
exactly. HTMC. That is good one. Yeah.
But while you bring up your demo environment here, so if you're doing testing and things like that, you need to build collections quickly and stuff. There are resources out there with scripts, with PowerShell scripts and stuff that you can just create, dummy collections and stuff like that, right? Um, I know System Center Dudes has a blog post about that. Our friend Niall Brady also has some information about that, about how they do collection building, especially for like patching and stuff, right? You want to do your testing, your uh, production, and the different phases uh, uh, of things that you want to do. For example, application deployments or software updates. So,
Yeah.
anyways, carry on.
Okay, so that's good. So if you want to use those or PowerShell scripts and etc., that is good one for the production, and this is probably for understanding it in a better way, right? If you use like a PowerShell command or PowerShell script, it will create you automatically, right? We don't know what is happening in the behind back of the stage or behind the scenes, right? So
Right.
if you want to learn that kind of stuff, probably this is the video for you, or this is the show for you, right? Okay, so let's get started, and I'm going to create a device collection over here. And I will say Namaste Techies device collection. based on OU. Okay. So we are going to create a device collection based on OU, and limiting collection is always important, right? I normally don't recommend to select all systems for all the collections, right? So you can be specific and you can select any of the other
All
collection.
desktops
If
and server
yeah,
clients.
yeah, that is one of the favorite one I use, right? So at least in my lab. Okay. So click on next, and then here's the logic where we need to put our role logic to select devices from OU. Okay. So there are different types of collections. I'm not going into that direct rule collection, and probably a static kind of collections, and then
Yeah.
query based collections, right? Query based collections are normally dynamic collections. We call it as dynamic collection. So I'm going to create a query based collection for now. Namaste Techie OU based collection. Okay. So collect.
Yep. Capital
That's
letters.
Namaste Techies based collection. Okay. So I'm going to edit the query statement over there, and you need to remember that over here, it is a bit confusing, right? I have seen people using general and trying to create
Yeah.
dynamic queries, etc. Right? Dynamic queries are nothing but WQL queries, right? So we
Mhm.
have a show. In one of our shows we discussed about how to easily create WQL queries, etc., right? So in this, what I'm going to go do is, don't use the general one. Select the criteria one. Okay, there's criteria tab over here, and click on new. Okay. New criteria, and in the criteria you will get different attributes or options. If you click on the select button over here, right? So you can see attribute classes. These are the attributes already available in the SQL and WMI, basically, right? So this and you can select any one of this attributes to create a collection query or WQL query. So in this particular case, what I'm going to do is, we are going to create a collection based on OU, right? So I'm going to search for system resources, okay? And within the system resources, this is attribute class, and in the attributes, I'm going to select system, okay? I'm going to search with system and then
Or you
system
name.
OU name, okay? So if I click on OK over here, you would be able to select the operator over here. Okay, equal to is the one I'm going to use for this particular example. Okay,
Right.
OU example, and I think that is a good practice, right? If we can be specific about our query, that won't take much time to evaluate. It is always better to have less kind of evaluation time, so that will avoid the burden to our
Yeah.
servers, right?
Well, when you're doing OU specifically, I think equal to is the right one because you are targeting something very specific. But you could choose something like, greater than or something like that when you're doing like a Windows 10 version or something. So you're like, hey, I want anything above this
Yeah,
version to be in this collection. Yep.
yeah, true. That's good point. So if you click on value button over here, you would be able to see what are the OUs available in already in SCCM, right? So you can see over here there are SCCM OUs, SCCM IT based OUs, right? For IT department, I have selected something for doing some test, and there are Windows 365 OUs as well. Okay, so in this scenario, I'm going to select IT OU. Okay, before selecting that, let me show it to you how that OU looks like, right? So if I go to Active Directory users and computers, and if you go to that particular um, over here, you can see it is IT, and we have a lot of systems over there, test VMs over there, right?
Yep.
So all these VMs would be part of the collection at the end of this demo, probably, right? So click on OK. So once you select the value and select IT, you can click on OK and say, okay, what is happening now? So for example, you can click on this green button to preview it, whether you did the correct, you did create the correct WQL or not, to check that, right? So click on that, and it won't pop up anything until you press run, right?
Fun.
So if you are using it in production, probably you need to use this option, right? To reduce the impact of the evaluation of this query, etc., etc., right? So for my lab environment, I don't mind running it directly and checking what is happening over there. Okay, so as you can see, there are four rows returned already, right? And there are four systems which has a DDR or record in SCCM, right? But if you look at if you look at the collection, the OU, you would be able to see 7 records, but in SCCM, I can see only 4 records. That is because I don't have any records for some other VMs over here. For example, test VM, WVD, etc. Right? Because
Mhm.
maybe the discovery process is not creating during the discovery process. It is not creating the DDR records because it is not meeting the specific conditions, such as probably a DNS record is required, right,
Right.
to create a DDR, etc. So let's close this. I think the query is okay, and you can see the query now. It is querying the particular OU, system OU. Okay, and click on OK. Now click on OK from here. So for example, if you want to add one more condition, right, one more criteria is nothing but condition, right? So if you want to do that, you can do that over from here. The same process you need to
Yeah.
follow. This is probably not. Yeah, probably it is useful if you want to kind of include two OUs or something like that into the collection, right? Okay, click on OK, click on OK from here, and now your query is done. Now you just need to make sure you have all these settings properly configured, right? I don't recommend to use incremental updates for this collection, for all the collections. As per Microsoft documentation, I think the maximum value recommended value is 200 collections or 100. I don't remember it exactly, but it is
Yeah.
around something 200 collections or 100. I don't remember. Okay, anyways. So a schedule, a full update, I normally don't change it.
I don't either. I just leave it the
Yeah,
defaults. Yeah.
yeah, that is the best option. If you have any specific requirements, like for example OSD collection, this is an OSD collection, and you want applications to be application to be deployed based on this or some other logic you are using, probably it's better to use incremental, right, rather than the update full collection. I don't know, maybe there would be some other requirement for this option, but I don't use it. Okay, if you have some specific requirement to use this, let us know in the comment section, right, so that we can check whether that is a very useful scenario or not, right? Okay, so click on next, and close it, right? So that is done. Now I am going ahead to device collections, and let's see where is our Namaste Techies um, collection. right? So this is the one, Namaste Techies collection, and it is kind of, you can see an hourglass over here. That means it is still working. Okay, that's good. So we saw in the preview, we saw 4 devices, right? And all those 4 devices are over here. And why some of them are showing us offline? Because those are not online. Those are not switched on, right? This is this is my
You're a
lab.
genius. You're a
Yeah, yeah.
genius.
Thank you for that. uh, so green check mark means everything is working, and these VMs are online, or these devices are online, and it is constantly in touch with SCCM, right? SCCM server through the first channel.
Right.
Okay.
Now let's do the application one.
Yeah, let's quickly go ahead and do the application one. Okay. So create a new collection, and I will say Namaste Techies app collection. Okay, app
Yep.
collection.
Collection.
Okay, so let's use the same limiting collection and click on OK, click next, and create a query
Query rule.
rule. And same thing, I should have copied that, Namaste Techies app collection. Okay. Um, okay, click on edit query statement. Then again, let me cancel this quickly. Okay. And
No,
show
just
you.
finish it. Don't cancel it.
Oh, okay. I already did that. Okay, so let's go to right click and let starts and go to resource explorer, start and resource explorer. If you go to hardware inventory or hardware history, that is where we see all the softwares also, right? So software, installed software. So over here you can see installed applications, installed software. So if you select installed applications, there are 32-bit applications and 64-bit applications. So these are segregated. But if you go to software, it is all there in one place. So that is why I selected software. Okay. So that
Mm.
is the reason I selected software in the collection, so that would be better for our WQL query. Right? Let's go to criteria. Let's go to criteria and create a new criteria over here, and select over here attribute class, and check installed application. So there are as you saw in the resource explorer, you can see installed application 64. So that is difficult in a WQL scenario. So I that is why I'm going to select installed software. Okay. And in install software, you would be able to see different details, right? Over here you would be able to see product name again, right? And I'm going to see select the product name and click on value. So if you click on value, you
Yep.
would be able to see all the applications available in as part of our inventory, right? So let's select something, I don't know, Chrome or something. Okay. Chrome, oh no, let's click on value and be specific. Okay. And Google, where is it? I can't see Chrome. Ah, it's somewhere here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
that's what I'm going to select and click on OK. And now our query is WQL query is ready. Now, if you run, you would be able to see how many VMs or how many devices we have with that Chrome installed, right? So we can see like six six devices. And if you want to specify the what do you call the version details of Chrome, you can do that also. Go back to the criteria and add one more, right? And you can say select and install software, and over here product product version probably, right? You can select a product version, and you can click on value, and you can say, okay, which is the latest Chrome version. Probably it is 98. Okay, and see what is happening with 98 version. And the and value is already added automatically, right?
Which
Because
you can change actually.
yeah, we can change if we want. So now the it is fine tuned, right, to that particular version of Chrome. So it is now showing only 4 records. Previously I think it was 6. Okay, so let's get this a go. Okay, give this a go, and click on OK. Just finished creating the collection. And if I go back to device collection, and say where is the Namaste Techie application. Okay, so where is it? Namaste Techie. That's the wrong collection. Namaste Techies, where is it?
It was right there. I saw it.
Namaste Techies. Yeah, this one. Okay. So there are 4 records already you can see over here. And if you click on that, you can see 4 records,
Yeah.
and all are alive, all are
Mhm.
green. So that was the
Yeah, there's a
quick.
lot of like granular stuff you can do with collection creation, right? As you demoed here, one by OU, if you're looking at specific OUs in your AD. I used to do that as well for like server collection, server structures, uh, because I would create uh, collections for servers based on maintenance windows. So in AD, we had the same structure, like maintenance window, 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 to 4, or something like that. So I just keep them kind of the same. And then you showed how to do it through applications. You can do so many different ways. Another way of creating collections is using CM Pivot, which is something that people don't think about. So you may be looking for a specific file or specific, I don't know, maybe again, a application or a DLL or something like that. You use CM Pivot, and when you get your results, you can tell CM Pivot to create a collection based on those results. So it gives you more flexibility,
Yeah,
granularity to target some other process to that collection.
yeah.
For example, you want to uninstall something or you want to push out something else. Yeah,
Yeah, and I don't want to for people. I don't want to people to create lot of collections, as I mentioned, right? Because that is also kind of create going to create you a lot of headache because of the performance, etc. That is
yes,
why Microsoft introduced implicit collection, implicit uninstall, right? So
yeah,
if your device is part of or user, right, it is applicable for users and devices now. If your user or device is part of a collection, it will automatically get installed, the application will automatically get installed. And if your user or device is moved out of that collection, the application will automatically get uninstalled
yes.
from the
That's a
device.
nice
So
feature,
that is
actually.
nice feature, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's so
And
many different reasons people use collections. Could be some OSD reasons, could be specific targeting for some reporting purposes or whatever. But yeah, so
yeah,
when I would build my extra collections, I would use it for something specific. And then at some point, I would get rid of them because I'm already
uh,
done with it,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's a
Uh,
good one.
so no, that's good. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, and probably in Intune we will have this kind of granularity. Probably not now, in future,
Yeah.
because now you can see filters, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Intune filters. So probably there, I think there are a lot of I don't know, a lot of things which can be part of
Right.
Intune filters in future, right? So
You
it will
brought up
be
a
a
good point about Intune. I'm glad you brought it up because this was something I was thinking earlier.
uh
Uh, you know, diehard config manager admins who've been working with config manager and doing collections and things like that. When they start like moving towards Intune, they're like, Why are my collections? How do I create collections? Like how come like it's all a flat structure? And how am I going to target my, I don't know, applications and all that stuff? Well, in Intune, collections are really groups. That's what they are. It's all based on groups, whether it's static groups or dynamic groups. Kind of similar, except that you got to create that structure now, right? Uh, and then do your, in the config manager we say deployments. In Intune we say assignments.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, so you're right. Like Active Directory, can get very from a parent to a child and subchild and so on and so forth. Whereas in Intune it's just a flat structure. Uh,
Yeah. And there's something called administrative units, right? In Azure AD, if I remember that correctly. And there is no device support at the moment for that. So probably, I don't know, maybe in future, maybe after 10 years. Oh, I didn't say that. 10 years. 10
we'll
years
be
we will have
retired
that.
by then,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah. We will have that in Azure Active Directory, so it will be kind of a replica of
We'll
Active
be
Directory.
we'll be doing device management support at the nursing homes we're gonna be in.
Yeah. Oh my
So,
gosh,
so
that was a good one.
anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, that's correct. I mean, things are slowly, the uh, as things are moving to Intune, there's more feature sets being built in, like you talked about filters, right? There's more additional functionality with that. I'm sure, right? As every month, Intune is improving, right? There's more
Yeah.
things coming in. So just keep an eye on it, and then we'll keep sharing.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe our channel.
Yes. Don't forget to share,
Share,
like,
like, subscribe.
subscribe, and
To get
so
you, like, we'll try to get you updated in every aspect of the life, right? Not
right.
only in technology, right? Harjit just talked about the old age homes, etc., etc., right? So
We're gonna go all the way until our old age. So,
yeah.
so anyways, until next time, you know where to find us. And
Yeah.
thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste.